We're
All
live
right.
right now.
Yeah, I think we just went live, so we can get started. We're
What's up, boys?
back on Underdog for a couple
It's our zero
pre-draft.
viewers.
A couple pre-draft live Underdog drafts. Let's see.
It's April, by the way.
Yeah, draft is next week, so we're gonna hop in a couple little boards and see how things stand. Try to get some value before the draft kicks off.
Let's go.
Hoping that Thornton would follow. Got a few left to fill, but
It's April, by the way. Trying to hit share on here.
anything we're trying to look for, anything we're trying to accomplish. Do you have any new player takes over the past couple days? Have you?
Yeah, I do. I'm trying to tweet this out to Twitter first. I'm not
Sure.
smart enough. Okay. Yeah, I did like 6 drafts today, maybe 5. But the new method I was talking to you about is you do it while you're on the treadmill.
There you go.
So
Fitness.
yeah.
What did you see in your 5 drafts? Did you see any trends? Anything that you liked? Anything you didn't like?
So I think the first pick this year and second pick are like super overpowered. Like when you can get Derrick Henry and Chase Brown with like Bijan Robinson, like that's insane. Like I'll always be a Derrick Henry guy, literally until he retires. He's literally like, I mean, like, dude, he's like one of the running back goats at this point. Like, he's like LeBron, dude.
The longevity, you're right? I mean, until he stops scoring touchdowns, and I mean, it's hard to fade him at this point. You just
I'll be the person that like is wrong on Derrick Henry, but dude, he's just a beast. And I know we're Steelers guys, and it's like sucks to say it, dude, but he's just so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Game respect game, regardless of the team. You gotta just respect what he's able to do over the years. I'm not a LeBron guy, but you gotta respect what he's done. Same thing with Derrick Henry.
For sure. So I mean, I always like getting Derrick Henry, but
yeah, I do tend to agree. I enjoy drafting from the front of the board a little bit better than the back of the board. I do think the second and third round turn at the front of the board, you can get some really good values. I think a lot of those tiers are pretty flat, so you're able to get almost 2 second round talents at that 2-3 turn if you pick early.
For sure. I mean, I think he should go in the second round. Like, arguably, I mean, I feel like Justin Jefferson will be good, CeeDee Lamb will be good, but there's a good chance that Derrick Henry just outperforms him, dude. Like, I get that he's old, but he's probably going to score 12 touchdowns. He's probably going to have 1,200 yards. I mean, Lamar is always getting him in the red zone, so.
I mean, and like you said, the offense kind of runs through the run game. Whether it be Lamar or Henry, if they're getting in the red zone, he's going to get a majority of those high value touches. So it's hard.
Yeah, you're not really worried about like with the Rams, like Devontae Adams vulturing touchdowns. I mean, Zay Flowers is way shorter than both of us.
That's true.
Former D3 athletes, but yeah, so just no one really scares you there. I mean, Mark Andrews had a down year last year, so.
Plus, they got rid of Likely, so I mean, less mouths to feed in that offense as well.
Yeah, Keaton Mitchell also went to the Chargers, so.
If he's competing with Justice Hill and
Justice Hill, man, my
wide receiver
Underdog is the same size as him, so. I do like Justice Hill a little late round sometimes, though. Just
late round, just for the pass catching and the volume that he might get. But I mean, point being, he has low competition. One slightly above average receiver and a couple wide receiver 4s, and then it's him and Lamar running the show. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it looks like we're about to get started. The draft just filled. We'll see what spot we got here shortly. We are
honestly so today, like in round 18 or so, like literally the last round. I know it's not sexy, but you can get Pat Freiermuth, and Mike McCarthy has always like had a good tight end, like a safe like blanket.
Yeah.
And we don't have who was the Dolphins guy? Forget his name. We don't
John
have
Hill.
him anymore. We don't have Johnu anymore, dude. So
Yeah.
Darnell's more of a blocker. I think they're gonna use Pat more as the pass catcher and blanket. So I mean, that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, honestly, I have found myself. I think I've only done a handful of drafts, but I've definitely tacked on Pat the
Yeah.
Frymuth a few different times at the end of the drafts. Like you said, um, he showed he still has some rapport with Rodgers. He had that monster game last year, a couple
Mm.
scores, a couple long catches. He's definitely our best pass catching tight end. And like you said, basically getting him for free if you have an elite tight end or if you're piecing together a 2 to 3 middle tier tight end room. I think
Mm.
he's a valuable piece that you can just throw on at the end of your draft who has the upside to catch
I agree.
60, 70 balls and a handful of touchdowns.
I think it's just upside. And last year I was not a Freiermuth guy. This is more of like this year and kind of just situation.
Mhm.
I think adding another wide receiver too that we haven't had, and honestly, since I can't even remember, does help him a bit.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely the best receiving class that the Steelers have had in a little while. So it can only help Pat take a little eyes off of him, and hopefully he gets a little more volume up the middle, and
Yeah.
uh, can only benefit him.
How do you feel about Dowdle?
Um, I mean, he showed he could do it even in the limited run he got in Carolina. He was extremely effective. Had a couple 200-yard
Yeah.
games. He showed he could do it in Dallas. Obviously, McCarthy brought him in, being a Dallas guy, so he believes in him. He has confidence in him. I think if he's given the opportunity, I don't see why he couldn't be extremely
Yeah.
successful. I mean, the
I think
Steelers
he's
are
really
capable of
good.
being
I'm
successful.
really excited, especially if we get that guard from Penn State, dude. I think we're just gonna run the ball like really well, and also we're gonna be able to pass for once. So
Sure. All right, so we are on the clock now. It was pretty chalky up until our pick. We were pick 11, so
mm,
running backs, we have Genty, Cook. Do you have a conviction for anybody here? I would probably lean for one of those two.
I'd probably lean Cook just on team like build or better, but
Sure. And we're up again in
do
two
you
picks.
feel the same? All right, we're up in three more. So what would you like if we? Um, how do you feel
Honestly,
about?
I still think this is a great value for some of these backs. I like a couple of these names up here. I like Genty a lot. I like Ken Walker. So if one of those two were to follow us, I'd be happy to scoop one of them. Do you have anybody else you like?
No, no, not really. I think not like a huge Amari and Hampton guy at this stage. I kind of like if I'm drafting someone in the second round, I like to kind of have him see him do it before. Yeah, he could be great. He could be a league winner, but that's just really not my style. So, I mean, if you draft a lot of teams, of course you're gonna maybe take them, but I think for our streams, we could keep it kind of more to our takes.
Sure. Uh, like I mentioned Ken Walker. I'd be happy to take Ken Walker here. That would give
Yeah,
us two strong running back starts. I love Ken Walker moving to the Chiefs. I think he's going to get a ton of opportunity in a high-powered offense.
I agree. Yeah.
And like I said, we kind of did in our last stream. If you wanted to check it out, I know we don't have a ton of viewers now, but if you do go back and check it out, we did one draft where we started with 3 running backs in our first 3 rounds, and this will be a little bit different. I don't know if we'll prioritize running back, but that was more testing out that build. But to start this draft, we do start James Cook and Ken Walker, so we can see what the next round holds. We'll have 2 back-to-backs at the end of the third and beginning of the fourth, so we'll have to see what running backs are, if there is a tight end or a quarterback we like, but we don't need to prioritize running back, at least.
Agreed. Last year, I think we took A-Chain 2 over Walker, so I don't hate that we took Walker this time.
Sure, yeah, a little diversification. Let's see, a little dark mode today. Little run on running backs, and I think that's pretty standard in most of these drafts that I've seen. The handful, top 5, 6 receivers in the first round, and then a pretty good run on backs and a couple tight ends in the second round. Typically, you'll start to see a few of the other receivers coming off the board at that 2-3 turn, whether it be London.
Yeah, sorry.
Pickens. No, you're good. There's a handful of other guys that typically go at that second to third turn. Rashi Rice is at that turn, but typically the second round, I have noticed is extremely running back heavy. It tends to go.
How do you feel about Neighbors?
I like Neighbors. I think he has a
Me
great
too.
upside. I think Jackson Dart is only going to help him with his legs and stuff. I
Mm.
just hope he's healthy. Like my only
Yeah.
injury is coming off that injury.
What I
So
was thinking about today, like if you're drafting him, sometimes you can get him at 20. His situation really hasn't changed at all. Maybe like he did tear his ACL, but that's really a 1 year injury now. So that's not really part of my reason for
mhm.
fading him at all.
I think the fact that you're able to get Neighbors without Wandale being there, who was a big
Yeah.
target earner. Um, it, I assume that they're going to take another receiver in the draft, but I think they only added Calvin Austin and one other
Our
name.
boy.
So,
I think part of the reason though Wando was getting so many targets last year was because Neighbors was hurt though. When Neighbors was healthy, he was getting
sure, I mean Neighbors is going to earn at least 8 targets a game as he should.
yeah.
But all right, so we are on the clock. Next pick. There are Brees and Kyron are still on the board, but T is there, Garrett Wilson, Abuka's there. I know we talked in our last stream about you said you do like Abuka a lot.
I took a Buka today and a couple. I don't hate if we go T. I mean, if we look at the two
Sure.
years ago, T went crazy in the playoffs. So, but for me, it's T, Garrett, and Javante. I know we talked about the other day. Kyron's going to be splitting a lot now with Blake Corum. That's what he did towards the end of the year. So for me, Kyron's a little high right here if we're gonna
Mhm.
take into account Blake Corum.
No, I definitely agree. I feel like the Rams always go with the hot hand. They don't really have running back allegiance. They've been known to kind of just
Yeah.
spread it out. So,
Also, like Devonte Adams is kind of like a running back for them too. So, like
especially around the goal
honestly,
line.
but yeah, like around like that just means like around the goal line. Like some
Sure.
teams have a goal line back. The Rams have Devonte Adams. So
So Garrett Wilson does come back to us if we want to do that. We could also do Zay Flowers or one of these other backs if you'd like better. I know you mentioned Javante as well.
I do. I mean, that was your boyfriend of last year. I would say Eric was actually really high on Javante Williams. So I'm not going to be fading Eric again. Uh, But yeah, I mean, I think Javante is in the same situation. They gave him the extension, and I think it's a good pick here. I just the Jets are terrible. They literally should like disband, and we don't want Jets.
Well, sadly, we did take Garrett Wilson. We did not take
Oh,
Javante.
we took Carol's. Never mind. Go
He
Jets.
was in the queue. I we did take
No,
Garrett
I
Wilson.
don't hate the only Jet I would take is Garrett Wilson. They at least have Gino now.
And they're
Uh,
gonna throw a ton. So
yeah, they're gonna throw, but
I did. That was I had a few convictions last year. One of them that did pan out very well was Javante. I was higher on him than most other people. Um, that being said, like you said, they brought him back. They gave him the contract. Jaden Blue didn't do a lot with the picks that he was or the opportunity that he was given. So I do like Javante a lot.
yeah,
The only qualm I have with the Javante pick, and it's nitpicking, is that offense they just love to throw the ball between all their receivers,
yeah.
Jake Ferguson. So
I think the pass sometimes opens up the run, and that's why he
sure,
does
yeah,
so
those things
well.
go hand in
So
hand. I just think they being the pass first offense, you obviously have to take that into account. But Javante he was a breakout last year. Honestly, it was his first true breakout year, even though he's been a few years in the league. So definitely not opposed to jumping on the Javante train. But
mhm.
it might have should have been the pick. It could have been the pick. But we want Garrett Wilson just to even out the wide receiver running back room.
Yeah,
We started James Cook, Ken Walker, and then followed up on the next turn with T and Garrett Wilson. First,
I love T in basketball. I mean, he's kind of glass, but like, and he can go crazy. So
mhm. Joe Burrow, second quarterback taken off the board, paired up with Jamar Chase. So
I think
that's
David
good.
Montgomery in the fifth round is legitimately insane. I think CJ Stroud is like the NBA's Paulo Banchero. Like, they just stay away. I don't even want any Texans.
I just think the calling card for Montgomery is that you think about what Mixon did in his first year in that offense. You're just hoping you can recreate.
Yeah. I just am a hater. Like,
Well, we are on the clock. Look, I don't want to cut you off. Watson,
okay.
Scatabo, Swift,
How do
Thomas.
you think Swift is going to get the majority of the carries next year and
I
just
do.
be a dog? Me too.
I think he's their best back.
I think
Manungai
he's the
was up and
best back.
down,
Yeah.
more of a pass catcher. Swift has shown he can handle that offense. He's been productive the last couple of years. Obviously, he knows the system, so I don't see why they would kind of shy away from him.
Me neither. I mean, they have Kyle Manungai, but I think Swift at this point is still just the more explosive runner.
So we're on again in one pick. Is there anybody at this part, receiver-wise, running back-wise? Tyler
We talked
Warren.
about the other day, like how we that person just went, so Watson went. I mean, Alex Pierce might be the dog there. We could also go quarterback. I'll let you.
I don't think we have any major correlation quarterback-wise, like to stack. So I'm not.
I don't hate going Alex Pierce.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think our running back room is obviously a little bit stronger than our receiver room going because we went Cook and Walker to start.
Yeah.
So I think tacking on a high upside receiver who just got paid, splash player, somebody that we're high on, I don't think it's a bad idea to kind of build that out a little bit.
I do think his touchdowns are going to regress. I do kind of think he's going a little bit higher than he probably should. If we scroll down a little bit, Cortland Sutton has been very consistent, basically for as long as I can remember. So I probably would honestly like Cortland Sutton next year more than Alec Pierce, just because I don't think Alec Pierce is probably going to have that amount of touchdowns every year.
Yeah, I definitely could see the touchdown regression. The only thing that I would say, I think he's going to be more widely used than I think Alec Pierce previously was used for mostly like
go routes.
Yeah,
he's like route tree. Maybe he'll get some more of the Pittman routes.
That's my thought. And
that would be exciting if that was the case. Yeah,
sure. And Cortland Sutton he's another year older. He was already, I think he was 30 or pushing 30 last year. Plus they bring in Jalen Waddle. So who knows if he's even going to be the true alpha this year. His target share might go down a bit and he might be running different routes.
I think the Waddle trade was honestly a bad trade. I really don't think they needed him.
No. I think they're in a win now mode though. They see what Bo Nix can do, and that defense is so stout. They're just trying to give themselves another.
The way like watching the Broncos though, they do like a lot of deep shots. Like I think Bo Nix throws the most deep ball. Jalen Waddle is not really a deep ball receiver. Like they don't
He's a route runner, but he's fast. So I think
he's fast. Yeah, but when I watch the Broncos, I don't see them like peppering like a slot target.
Sure.
I think Cortland Sutton is still going to be like the alpha there. And then they also have like Troy Franklin and like a platoon of random receivers that get open deep. So for me, I don't love Jalen Waddle this year. Maybe I'll be wrong, but that's just.
I'm not. I think Waddle. I like Waddle, but I think he's more going to eat into some of the target share that Sutton has owned over the past few years.
I think so too. So I'm not as high as Sutton as I normally have been, but I still think like.
And I think Sutton's going to be the goal line.
They're going to be looking at Sutton.
Yeah, he's the bigger back or the bigger receiver, and he's obviously had that target share in the red zone. It has been extremely high over the past few years. So yeah. We've got a handful more picks.
Trevor Lawrence really was amazing towards the end of the season for fantasy.
Who did you say it was?
Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he was getting a lot of rushing touchdowns. They just kind of have some weird stacks right now. Like Brian Thomas fell off. Travis Hunter's full-time cornerback. Do you like Parker Washington?
I do. I like Parker Washington. I just think there's a lot of mouths to feed in that offense, and he's obviously the young guy. I mean, Jacoby Myers is getting older as well. It's hard to say. I'm not exactly sure who's going to be the go-to guy in that system. We are up next. Are there any of these receivers, tight ends? There's a quarterback you like, I guess.
I love Kraft. I think Kraft's one of the best tight ends in the NFL. We talked about.
We're up in 2. Do you want to go Kraft?
Oh, actually, Mahomes would be a great pick here because
that was kind of my thought. If we grab Mahomes,
we get a little correlation with.
Yeah, we could always backstack him with another receiver, but we already have Ken Walker as well, so there is a little bit of correlation.
I don't hate. Wait, dumb question, but did Jordan Tyson already go?
I believe he went a few picks early.
Okay, because I was saying if we could
Yeah,
draft Mahomes, there's been rumors that Tyson is going to the Chiefs. So,
that would be nice. That would be a great weapon
but
for
I
him.
don't think I think they're gonna platoon it around. The Chiefs wide receiver kind of always is sexy, but I don't know. They spread it around.
I know you mentioned Kraft. That could be an option. I know you like Michael Wilson as well.
I
What are
do
your
love Michael
thoughts?
Wilson.
They're up in one more
I
pick.
was seeing like I was doing some research on this, and people are saying they like Marvin Harrison Jr. better, but I had him in your redraft last year, and he's just not a dog. Like I honestly think he sucks.
So do you like Wilson or would you rather go Kraft here?
Um, I like Wilson, but I don't feel amazing about Alec Pierce, so maybe we hit on one of them as a
Sure.
strong wide receiver 3.
I think they both have great upside. I think they're both a little polarizing in the fact that they've only been able to prove it for a short amount of time. But you saw the upside last year for both of them.
Yeah.
So
If you look on like a lot of the mock drafts right now, uh, the favorite to go to the Cardinals is Ty Simpson. So we don't know how long Jacoby Brissett maybe he starts the first 8 games. Maybe Ty
sure.
Simpson goes to the Cardinals. That could greatly affect Michael Wilson. But for right now, I know Marvin Harrison Jr. was getting more targets than Michael Wilson when they both played, but Michael Wilson just has produced more than Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah,
has.
I mean the numbers don't lie. This
Exactly.
obviously you want your target share to be high, but Michael Wilson in the games where
It's
Mario Harrison
produced.
didn't play was well outperforming him. And then even when he came
They
back,
did play
they were similar.
outproduce him. So I mean, I that's one of those things. Like, if I'm wrong about it, I'm not going to beat myself up about it because like you've seen him outperform.
Exactly.
So why
And
take
those are the type of shots that you want to take in a contest like this where the benches are a little bit deeper. You want the guy who can go off for 40 points, you know what I mean? I think if you could take swings at those type of players, that's what's going to make or break your season. And when
Yeah.
they hit, they can win you a league. But we'll do a quick recap before we go back to the board. So we have 1 quarterback, 3 running backs, and 4 receivers at this point. So we have Patrick Mahomes stacked up with Ken Walker, even though it's a running back. We have James Cook and DeAndre Swift as well at running back. And then we have T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson, Alec Pierce, and Mike Wilson. So a couple Wilsons, but I don't hate the build so far. One elite quarterback or upper echelon quarterback, 3 pretty good running backs, 2 with the top 2 picks, and then 4 receivers that 2 of them pretty established and 2 of them up and coming. So
I don't hate the team right now.
we'll see what comes back to us.
Dude, I got DK Metcalf earlier today at 91. It was kind of insane.
Wow, yeah, that's really good value. Let's see what other stacking options we might have. I mean, we have, as you mentioned, Brissett. We have Danny Dimes. Gino. So we got some late
I don't
quarterbacks.
hate doing like dimes later, and then we'll just see how the board falls.
Mhm.
I think Dowdle at 83 is going to end up being value. My only worry about the Steelers' backfield is like Dowdle and Jalen Warren, or sorry, Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Warren were both top 20 backs last year, and I think this is going to be the first year in a long time the Steelers can kind of throw the ball, so that might kind of impact their numbers.
So we are back on the clock here. Best option, we have Laporta at tight end. I like. Also, we have Worthy, which would be nicely stacked up. I think I'm leaning Laporta. Is that all right? We have the second.
That's fine. Yeah, we do need a tight end.
We needed a tight end. I think he's kind of like a tier break for me. After him, I'm not in love with Gadsden. Kittle is there, but you don't know his health coming into the season, so I don't mind taking Laporta. He showed that he can do it. It's a high-powered offense. And then
great rookie year.
I was looking at Godwin as well. He was a little bit of an ADP faller.
I think Godwin might kind of be like a sneaky pick this year. Kind of like, remember how I was obsessed with Keenan Allen last year with his ADP? I mean, Godwin is like, I mean, Mike Evans not there. Baker's still going to rely on Godwin when he's healthy. So
The only reason I shied away from Godwin there is because I kind of wanted to build out this stack with the Chiefs, and Worthy was on the board. I'm not in love with Worthy, but I think he's still young enough. They need receivers. They need a deep threat.
Yeah.
I think this is, even if you're not in love with Worthy, he's a young receiver, and this would be the right build to add him onto a squad like this.
Yeah. No, I don't hate Worthy as our wide receiver 5. I mean,
Exactly.
last year he was going in the 40s, so I still think he's talented. But I mean, they don't really, they don't have, like, he's as fast as Tyreek Hill, but they don't, like, I don't know. They just don't do as many deep shots as they used to.
It seems that way, and you saw it in his rookie year. That especially at the end of the year, into the playoffs, how successful that he and Mahomes were, and they missed on a lot of deep shots.
Yeah, Mahomes hasn't been throwing the deep ball as good as he used to be. I mean,
But point being, if in his rookie year, Worthy, if when they connected, he still had decent numbers. But if
yeah,
Mahomes were to hit him on 3 or 4 more deep balls, his numbers would have been like top 15. So with his style of receiving and his upside, all you're looking for is a little bit more volume and connecting on a handful of deep balls. And I
yeah.
mean, he's going to pay off as wide receiver 5.
I've I've seen the mock drafts that a lot of people have the Chiefs taking wide receiver in the first round, but right now, honestly, I think that team has too many holes elsewhere to address receiver in the first round.
Yeah,
Like they
I think
lost
they
both
need
of their starting
edge.
corners.
Yeah,
They
they
don't
definitely have
good
some other
pass
needs.
rush.
So we'll have to
I
see.
mean, the Chiefs wide receivers, as it stands, is way better than what the Steelers have had in the last 5 years. So
Yeah.
I don't want to I don't know.
So there has been a little bit of a run on quarterbacks in these last 2 or 3 rounds. So it's definitely we have to be conscious of that in our next pick or so. We just you don't want to get blocked out. I know we have Mahomes up top, but we at least want another viable starting option that we can tack on a third at the end if we need to. Other than that, we're pretty flexible. I think we have both of our onesies. We have one tight end, one quarterback, and then I think we have 3 backs and 4 receivers, or 4 backs and so we, like I said, we can kind of go whatever direction we're looking for. Yeah, 3 backs, 5 receivers, and then Laporte on Mahomes up top. Anybody in this next range that you're interested in? I could look at the receiver.
I think the pick I would want is what running back do we think is going to play the most.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now that's really hard to tell without any camp news. So I mean, honestly, it is a dice roll at this point. We really don't know. Both teams very well. Washington definitely could draft a running back.
Yeah, if Jeremiah Love goes to Washington, Rashid White does not look nearly as attractive.
I think I am gonna parlay David Bailey to the Jets, pick 2. With Jeremiah Love to the Titans, and then also Ty Simpson to the Cardinals on FanDuel.
I don't hate that. It's probably pretty good odds. So we are on the clock here. I think our second pick should probably be one of these quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But for anybody, like I'm a sucker for these rookie receivers, so I'm leaning this way.
Going Omar, dude. I also like Dallas Goedert was amazing last year, and if AJ Brown goes, like that's gonna be one of even more of the blanket that for Jalen Hurts has. So,
yeah, I definitely don't hate that.
Us here. I mean, we kind of do need Daniel Jones, but in the future, I think Dallas Goedert might be on my love list. Just like those little shuffle plays they always do in the end zone, dude. Sure. Like he scores like every week, dude. And yeah. I really don't know how it works every week with that little shuffle play, but
yeah, I mean his volume is in the red zone. He is highly utilized. So yeah, I mean I definitely, especially like you had mentioned, if AJ Brown does get traded, I think he could be a steal as a mid-round tight end flyer. He can easily catapult himself up to a top 6 tight end for sure.
And I think there's going to be a lot of trades in the first round this year. So it'll be
I actually read an article today that said that exact same thing.
It'll be interesting on how it pans out. You know, it'd be funny is if we brought a computer to the draft and stream BestBall. We're not going to do it. It's funny.
So on that turn, we hit our second quarterback and rookie receiver. So right now we have a 2-3-6-1 build. We have Patrick Mahomes and Danny Dimes as our quarterback. We have James Cook, Ken Walker, and DeAndre Swift at our running back. So pretty solid, three up top. We have T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson, Alec Pierce, Mike Wilson, Xavier Worthy, and Omar Cooper at receiver, and then Sam Laporte at tight end. So, like I said, I like this squad. I like the
It has
correlations that they put
potential.
out.
It
Stuff.
could go insane, or it could be really bad.
Yeah,
But
I
it
mean, but
could
that's
literally be insane.
I think that's kind of I hate to say what you want, but I think having that upside is ideal, and it
Yeah,
especially in drafts before the NFL draft where you don't know these landing spots. It's a little more volatile. So I don't mind building out a team like that.
I think the wide receiver, like I've kind of seen like most people, some people, the only first round grade they have is on Carnell Tate. So whoever else kind of gets drafted after that, I think it's kind of based on situation, at least for
Yeah.
kind of for the first year, and then they're gonna develop. But
Yeah, I mean, I think the big three like Tate, Lemon, and Tyson all have they
they
have
have good grades. I think like between 25 and 35 between for most teams.
Yep.
But some years you got that stud who's always top 5, top 7.
Sure. But yeah, like you said, there's going to be at least, in my opinion, I think there could be 6-ish receivers taken in the first round. So it really is going to depend on landing spots for a lot of those guys as to how successful they can be in their first year or so.
Yeah.
I do think in the next pick or two, we should see, depending on who's available, we should definitely look into a running back. And then maybe a second tight end, or we got to see what the board gives us. But those are two positions that we might be a little thin at right now.
Well, how does Charbonnet go this late? I mean, when did so he'd be out until November or October? When is I want to look that up right now.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure when he's supposed to come back, but he didn't get surgery until February-ish, so it could be a little while.
Charbonnet return timeline.
All right, so we are on the clock.
Entire 2026 season.
When is it?
Yeah, that can't be right.
So, Luke, I'm thinking tight end here. Do you like Strange? Do you like Hunter Henry?
I like both, honestly. I mean, I think Hunter Henry probably scores more touchdowns. I think Brandon Strange gets more catches. So,
So we went Hunter Henry there. We were a little pressed for time.
We took Strange yesterday, so
yeah, I was going to say that's what I was going to get to. We took Strange in a draft the other day, so a little diversification. I do think we should maybe prioritize one of these backs, even if we do have to pull it up.
Yeah, I like Emmanuel Wilson. I think Charbonnet is banged up. Even if they draft someone, we know that backfield they're going to kind of split carries. I mean, Kenneth Walker was the most talented runner, and he did not get all the work.
And honestly, like I said, Emmanuel might not be the most sexy pick at this point, but we're hoping that he has some spike weeks, has some flashes.
I think he showed some burst last year, filling in for Josh Jacobs. Like if you remember the Steelers game,
yep.
He actually was on the field the whole time. I know Josh Jacobs was a little bit banged up, but I think one of the main reasons they actually won that game was because of Emmanuel Wilson.
And point being, I mean, he might not be a superstar. He might not be your sexy pick, but as our running back 4, after taking 3 pretty high value running backs, I think he's exactly what you're looking for in that.
Yeah, I think where he's going, he's like the perfect backup running back to take that actually could carve out a bigger role.
Exactly. And that's what you're looking for in those question mark RB2s is what's the picture? Yeah. Tell me the story of how this guy becomes a top 12 to 15.
Yeah, usually those running backs, it's like, someone has to get hurt. Like no one really has to get hurt right now. He just has to like get better and play well, you know?
And that's kind of the similar argument you can make for a Chris Rodriguez or a Blake Corey.
Yeah,
I like those two backs are going a few rounds early.
They're going earlier. So, in my opinion, just looking at the board, I mean, I don't know. Even if they draft someone, say they drafted someone around 2 or 3, I think first week of the season, Emmanuel Wilson's 8 to 10 carries. So
Oh, minimum. Yeah, I agree. I mean, you're going to want to ease those early, even the young leg running backs, because I do believe in a lot, some of the mock drafts that I've seen, Jadarian Price, who's at the end of the first round, is being mocked there, but that doesn't mean he's going to step in and take over 25 touches in the early season. Like
Mhm.
obviously, there's a learning curve. There's different factors. They probably trust Wilson a little bit more than they trust the rookie running back as well. So getting that upside where
Yeah,
you expect him to get 10, 12, 15 carries in the beginning of the year, and if he earns that role and shows that they can trust him, that could be
yeah.
invaluable stretch.
I really hope Jawan Jennings resigns with the 49ers. I don't know if he probably won't if he hasn't by now. But every any receiver that plays for the 49ers, they literally just play amazing. So I don't really feel good about him somewhere else.
Yeah, system
Um,
receiver.
yeah, like say if Jawan Jennings was on the Steelers last year, I don't think he would have done anything. But same with Kendrick Bourne. But if you pencil in Kendrick Bourne a couple of times last year for the 49ers, he looks like Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, yeah. I think that that Shanahan system is just so potent
So
that
good.
it's such it's almost receiver proof, and
Yeah.
anybody, like you said, anybody you plug out there, whether it be Christian
That's
Kirk
what it
this
gets me
year
excited about Mike Evans. But I mean, I think Mike Evans is going to always kind of do his thing out there. But it makes you kind of think about what like Christian Kirk could do. Or
yeah,
we almost got to look at the depth chart. There's probably some random receiver on there who's going to break out next year.
hmm or at least have some valuable weeks, and that's what you.
Yeah, at least valuable weeks. I'm going to look at that right now.
So we do have a 2-4-6-2 build. We are very
Yeah.
very
Actually,
very
bro,
kind of go in any direction here.
one of my friends is obsessed with Sky Moore, and it
Sky
actually
Moore,
could be Sky Moore, the resurgence of Sky Moore. So I mean,
the 20th round flyer, Sky Moore.
yeah, I mean, Kendrick Bourne's still on the team, so it's probably just gonna be Kendrick Bourne. But
So we are on the clock in a few picks. I would say one thing that we might or could prioritize here would be Geno Smith if he comes back to us,
yeah,
just because we
that'd
have
be a
Garrett
nice
Wilson.
stack. Yeah,
Mhm. And then we could kind of shut down the quarterback room. That will give us three viable options. That
yeah.
even if Geno Smith doesn't start the whole year, they sound coach talk seems like they're pleased with him. They want to build around him. They think he's going to be the guy. So
I think he will, just because that team is so bad.
yeah,
Also, I think their coach is pretty incompetent, but the organization really has been bad for so long. It doesn't really make sense firing the coach right now. I think the
yeah,
roster has so many holes that they're going to give him a little bit of a chance.
yeah. You got to give him some leeway and some
And
run.
also, if they don't draft a quarterback this year, the GM has more reason to keep his job because he can say, "Oh, well, we're building for the future. We're waiting for our quarterback."
Sure. So I did put Geno in the queue. We are on the clock, so that should be our first pick. We will pick again in two more picks. Is there any position or anybody in this range that you're high on? I know some of these receivers are ambiguous.
Yeah, I
Do you
think
have a
towards
big
camp,
team?
I'll be more excited about someone. Right now, not really. Um, Maybe Ridley, just because I think in the first round the Titans are going to take
The
Jeremiah.
only other, I do like Ridley. I'll throw him in the queue as well. But the only other name I've heard you say that you like is that Dontavian Wicks.
I
We
do
could,
like Dontavius Wicks too. I mean, there's a chance he is the wide receiver 2 this year for the Eagles. I think they'll draft someone if they do plan on trading AJ Brown, but they're gonna need someone out there. I don't think Doxson is that great. So
who do you like better, Wicks or Ridley in this spot? Like I said, they're kind of dart throws at this point. So
um,
8 seconds. Let me know what you think.
probably Ridley. I think we took Wicks the other day, so I
Yeah.
don't think on Ridley here. I mean, I know they drafted or they signed Wandell, but I don't think Wandell is like this amazing talent, to be honest.
And honestly, Ridley, I know he's had issues staying on the field, but when he's been out there, especially, he still showed he has some pop.
Yeah,
Um, at this point in the draft, why not take a flyer? You know that they're going to build around Ward. They're going to try to throw the ball, keep him involved. If they're playing from behind, maybe Ridley catches fire again. So I
and
think
I think since this year's draft, we don't really have a Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson type prospect. I think taking Jeremiah Love with the Titans is kind of a good idea. They can kind of use him as the gadget, kind of
mhm.
like Jameer Gibbs and Bijan. Um,
I think they're just going to do whatever they can to give Ward.
They need to move the chains, and I don't think like Carnell Tate is really going to help that offense just be that more explosive.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do think my prediction is that Love goes to Tennessee, and I think that benefits Ward. So I think that offense takes.
I think it benefits Ward the most out of any offensive play.
It takes a little pressure off him. He doesn't have to be as perfect.
But that also could be good for Ridley. Like, I don't think Ridley's going to be amazing next year, but maybe he can hit your best ball lineup a couple times.
Exactly, and I think if he is their true number one and he's getting 6, 7, 8 targets a game, eventually he will hit your lineup. He's going to catch a couple touchdowns here and there. So as long as he stays healthy and stays on the field, it's good value in the 16th round.
Mm-hmm.
So quick recap. We'll recap the team. Through, 16 rounds, as I mentioned. We have 3 quarterbacks, 4 running backs, 7 receivers, 2 tight ends. So we have Mahomes, Daniel Jones, Geno Smith. We have James Cook, Ken Walker, DeAndre Swift, Emmanuel Wilson, T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson, Alec Pierce, Michael Wilson, Xavier Worthy, Omar Cooper, and Calvin Ridley, and Sam Laporta and Hunter Henry at tight end. So
it's a solid team.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I don't feel like we've reached too much. We've picked some of the guys we like. We have some good correlation. Now it's just kind of landing the ship and figuring out who we want to finish with here.
I wish I was the Rooney's grandson, because actually not the year Alec Pierce broke out. The year before that, I wanted the Steelers to trade Alec Pierce because they were not using him, and I was like, this dude's a freak. Like, if you looked at his highlights, following year he breaks out.
Hey, it's a good eye for talent there.
Yeah, waiver wire warrior.
So I threw a couple rookie receivers in the queue just because they were names that I like. I was seeing if either of them would fall to us. So Chris Bradsell just gets scooped up. There's 3 more picks before we're on the clock here. I do think we could look at running back here. One more running back, and I think we might be able to either shut it down or if we like somebody else. I know people are higher on Jordan James this year. He is the only running back in that room behind McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm. I think like what would happen if McCaffrey actually gets hurt, though, they would just trade for someone.
Yeah, assumedly so. But if they gave Jordan James some run time, he's the young back.
He could play a little bit. Yeah,
sure. I'm not sold or in love with the pick. If there's somebody else that I'm not opposed to taking a rookie either. The Katron Allen's there. He's a big prospect coming out of Penn State. So
Flourney actually played pretty well for the Cowboys. I don't know if you know much about him, but he
was a deep threat. They love to throw the ball. Also, we had also talked earlier in the draft about.
I love Freiermuth. Even Rodgers is going to hit your lineup a couple times. So.
Yeah. So I ended up switching last second to Freiermuth just because we didn't get a lot of talk about it.
Yeah.
Are you wanting to go Katron Allen as a back? Do you like Vidal? Do you like Ray Davis a little bit?
I'm not going to lie on the stream and say who I know who Katron Allen is at this point. But guys, no one's going to watch this video. It's okay. But you don't need to watch college football to have success in fantasy.
No.
I do not watch college football. I don't think Eric does either. And we're 2 of the best people I've ever met that play fantasy. So
the only reason I know these rookies is just through
dynasty leagues. Yeah.
Exactly.
I traded all my picks.
Do we, I'm going to take one of these backs. Do you like Vidal or do you like Ray Davis? I think we're getting Vidal. So
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, like I said, I think we needed to just tack on another running back there. Vidal showed that he had some legs last year. It's more of an upside swing. If I know we could be a little worried just because we did mention Keaton Mitchell there, but maybe Vidal would get a little more involved, being that it's a second year.
I think so too. But as soon as the draft happens, me and Eric will be all in on these rookies. And
always. There's a couple other rookies that I like. Just throw them in the queue. I doubt either of them will make it back to us, but keep an eye on them. So after that, I think we only have 2 more picks. That would be – and we have 5 running backs, 7 receivers, 3 quarterbacks, 3 tight ends. So we're very evenly distributed. Kind of good.
Hollywood Brown, dude. I saw he was on Philly today when I was drafting. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. They're pulling out all the stops. Hollywood's they've been a journeyman these last few.
Yes.
Excuse me. Go back to the big board.
I think Tong is might be my late round boyfriend this year.
Yeah, little flyer. Is there any last few rounds, 20th round, 19th round, any players that you might want to pull up? Like, I know on some of the other streams they call it scroll the fuck down, guys.
Can we scroll and look?
What?
Can we scroll and look?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I know who it is. I know who mine is. It's who's the Patriots guy who doesn't wear shoes?
Matt Collins.
Yep.
I do like some of these rookies. I like Chris Bell. There's a couple.
Bro, if you even in the Super Bowl, Matt Collins is out there. I don't know what it is. Drake May looks for him, dude.
Sure.
In the playoffs, Drake May looks for him.
Let's see if we can find them.
I don't care that they got dupes. I mean, if Matt Collins is on the Patriots next year, he's gonna get some targets.
I don't think we could shut down quarterback.
I think Vile had some spike weeks last year towards the end of the season.
I think right now he's set up as their wide receiver 2 as well. So
yeah, so I don't hate that pick. Trey Benson is a no for me. I mean,
that backfield is such a mess right now.
It is. I really don't understand the Tyler Algier signing. Like, if I was Tyler Algier, he was already kind of behind Bijan. Now he's in like a 3-headed monster. It just doesn't really make sense to me.
Maybe it was just the best money.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. But
let's check out. So we have Laporta, Henry, and Muth. I think we were good at tight end. I think we're good at quarterback. So I think these last 2 picks, it could be kind of best available between running back and receiver if there's anybody we like. I threw a couple guys.
I did a dart throw on Vile, and then I'll be right back.
Okay. So, like I said, we'll have to see who's still available when we get there. We could look at Bailey. I know he had mentioned Matt Collins is one of his guys that he likes. So we'll see. I like Chris Bell as a rookie. I think he could be a day 2 pick. Just another swing for some upside. And then I did throw Justice Hill in the queue as well. We had talked about him a little bit earlier, but just a receiving back that might be able to hit your lineup once or twice if he does find the end zone. In a thinner receiver running back room, that being that we only have 5, and I'm not in love with Vidal, it wouldn't be bad to tack on a guy like that. So Bailey does go. Up in 2 picks. I do like this roster construction. It's not as abstract as the 3 running back start that we saw the other day.
Mm-hmm.
It seems a little comfier.
Yeah, I agree. I like our running back room actually a lot.
So we are on the clock now. I threw Hill in the queue as well as a rookie I like, Matt Collins. Who do you like here?
I'll let you pick. I feel like I've been.
We'll throw Hollins in. I know he's one of your guys. We could have got him in the 20th, but we're up in 2 more picks. So I don't think it'll make a big difference.
I just think he's gonna play. So at this point, a lot of these people. I mean, Bateman had a good year 2 years ago, so maybe he'll wake up out of his coma. But I don't. He kind of broke my heart last year, so I think I'm just good on him.
I think just to even out our distributions and stuff, we have 5 running backs. So I think we'll throw in Justice Hill over the rookie Chris Bell. We already took a few receiver shots with Omar Cooper. So we'll get a little more running back exposure because I'm not in love with Vidal. But that'll close out at least the first draft here. We ended up with a 3-6-8-3. Quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes, Daniel Jones, Geno Smith. Running backs, we went 2 up top, 3 in the first 5 or 6 rounds, and then we tacked on a few late. So we have James Cook, Ken Walker, DeAndre Swift, Emmanuel Wilson, Kimani Vidal, and Justice Hill. Receivers, we ended up with T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson, Alec Pierce, Michael Wilson, Xavier Worthy, Omar Cooper, Calvin Ridley, and Matt Collins. and then 3 tight ends with Laporta, Hunter Henry, and Pat Freiermuth.
I like this team. I think it has good potential.
Yeah. And like I
Uh,
said, I think we have some pretty good correlation. We have Mahomes with Walker and Worthy. We have Daniel Jones with Alec Pierce. We have Geno Smith with Garrett Wilson. So we do have some nice correlation tied in there. We have 3 starting quarterbacks who we think should get some good run time. We have your semi-elite tight end with a couple guys who we think are going to get good volume, some red zone touches. We took a shot with a rookie receiver that we are relatively high on, and some breakout candidates from last year, and Michael Wilson and Alec Pierce. So we kind of covered a lot of bases. Like I said, I feel comfortable with this as an early draft before the draft even happens. I think it's good upside.
agree. Yeah, solid. Do you want me to deposit and we can do one more?
Sure. Yeah, if you want, you can take over, and we'll do one more on your side and see where you stand. Let me know when you're good now, or I can stop sharing. You can jump on.
Oh wait, I actually have $3 in my account, so we're good.
Nice. All right, so I stopped sharing. You can grab it whenever you want.
I guess I'll bring my video over here. Guy on Twitter was real quiet.
Didn't like your response. I'm going to run upstairs and grab a drink real fast. I'll be back in a minute.
All right.
All right. Are you in a lobby?
No, sorry. I got sidetracked.
No, you're good. What is your hot take? I know in previous years there's been different types of builds and stuff that people have thought might have a good chance of being successful, such as zero RB or hero RB or something like that. Do you have any hot takes or any builds that you've had in your initial?
I think right now it's just I'm hoping I can get the first or second pick as much as I can.
Sure. I mean, that somewhat comes down to luck, though.
Yeah, it does honestly feels kind of overpowered right now. I do like I think wide receiver is like the deepest I can remember, especially with like I feel like every year people are drafting 4 or 5 wide receivers in the first round now. So like and that's been happening for 2 or 3 years now. So like the talent pool at receiver is just insane for fantasy. Running back can get a little bit thin, but some of those running backs we talked about going late. I do think both of the Steelers running backs are good value. I think they're gonna be like split it, but like both the Steelers running backs last year had great success. Even Chuba here, like they don't have Dowdle anymore, so he might have a bounce back season.
Sure.
Stevenson played great last year. You're also gonna have like I don't know, just some of these running backs. Like there's gonna be some that like severely I think outperform ADP. And with wide receiver, I think it's a little bit harder to find that like crazy outperforming ADP right now until we kind of know what rookies are in good situation.
Yeah.
But like I don't hate like I think he could maybe just play the Diggs role next year, so that could be nice. Okay, we're at the
Dobbs.
pick.
That's good.
I do like Wandale going at 102. I think he's going to get a lot of targets.
I find I think one thing that I've noticed in the few drafts that I've done, I find I'm more comfortable taking a couple running backs in the earlier rounds, whether it be one in the 2 of my first 3 rounds or 2 of my first 4 rounds, and then tacking on a few of those guys that I think have decent upside late.
Mhm.
I feel like if you take three receivers and a tight end early, building
It's
out like
hard.
a zero
Yeah.
RB type of room can get really messy just because of the ambiguity. And I feel like in previous years, you were looking for running backs who had good receiving upside or something like that. And I feel like backs like RJ Harvey kind of fit that archetype, but they're getting scooped up at such a premium, and you're almost paying for their ceiling. So I feel like you can kind of get in a room where if you shut out running back early, you don't feel very comfortable with the backs that
I agree. Yeah.
you're
When
having
we're
to like uh, spray and pray in the middle rounds, and you have like a Tony Pollard as your RB1, and you're just not very comfortable with it.
yeah. Dude, is Jonathan Taylor just a click here for you, or what do you want?
Um, yeah, I mean, you can go Taylor. I like Taylor. If we were wanting to do a receiver, I like Amonra.
Me
But
too. I
I'm
think we
fine with
already
Taylor.
did an Amon-Ra build, so let's do a Taylor one.
Yeah, yeah. I think obviously you should like Taylor showed last year.
I wanted
The consistency
McCaffrey,
is
but
there.
Taylor, I mean, still
Yeah,
used to play great
I
last
think
year.
Taylor's younger, maybe a little bit fresher legs. He showed the
Mhm.
pop that he had last year. I mean, he was untouchable for a handful of weeks last year. So
Mhm. When we were kids,
that's
though,
how you
there was a lot of running backs that were like just pass catching running backs. It seems almost now like the best running backs in the NFL could just do it all.
volume. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone's
So it looks like our next pick should be right at the end of this running back
bro.
tier.
This guy loves drafting, bro. I've been in lots of drafts with this guy. This guy is dude. I'm
Could you
telling you.
zoom in a little bit? I can't. I'm having
Very
trouble
gross,
seeing.
bro. This guy, I mean, he's never gonna see this, but dude, this guy's in a lot of my lobbies, bro.
He's getting his reps in.
He has a badge too. Yeah, he's a badge.
Sure, bad, bro. So we'll have to see if any of these backs fall to us. After that, it's kind of that tier of end of round one receivers or end of round two receivers. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Neighbors, London, Rice. There's a couple other names, but we'll see if any of these guys fall. Or obviously McBride is in that range as well. We had also talked about Henry if we wanted to scoop up another running back. So
yeah.
big round.
I like Neighbors, McBride, and Henry here.
Mhm.
Just I do like Drake London, but I mean, the quarterback room's kind of up in the air.
So we're up here. I'm good with any of those three that you mentioned. I
I'll let
like
you
Neighbors.
pick.
Go Neighbors, I guess, just for the upside.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Neighbors is going in the first round last year, and
Yeah, I
Jonathan
think if
Taylor.
he's,
So
I think if Neighbors is fully healthy, he would legitimately get picked right around the CD Lamb and
I think he would.
Jefferson.
I'd rather have Almond Ra than him, but I would honestly prefer Neighbors over Jefferson and CD.
Yeah, I think he has. If he had a clean bill of health, that's where he'd be getting drafted. So I think anytime you could scoop up a little bit of value just because of an
Yeah. I mean,
ambiguous injury.
yeah, Jefferson could be great with Kyler, but we really haven't seen a number one receiver go that insane with Kyler. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I do think Jefferson's going to be better than obviously he was with McCarthy.
Yeah, I mean McCarthy was a low point. I think that was about as bad as you're going to see Jefferson.
Yeah. I really don't like this third round here at all. Like it's just ugly.
Yeah, it's not comfortable. There's not a clear
Like I
cut.
almost like I feel better about people down here, bro. Like I don't like this
There was
is
an I was gonna
early
say
for me. McMillan, like I mean, I don't know.
yeah.
He was good
I
last
was
year.
hoping AJ Brown would fall to us so we could try to build out a New England
I mean,
stack.
Olave was amazing towards the end of the season. We just go
That would
Olave.
be my click. I think he's
Me
a little
too.
bit of a faller here.
He's just kind of
Maybe
glass, and he's been inconsistent. But
yeah,
last year,
maybe
he was
you think
good.
Shuck is the real deal and you just
I
build
do.
it
I
out.
think he's good. I think
Like I
if you
said,
redraft, he might go number one last year, Chuck.
yeah. And like I said, maybe you think that offense progresses with ETN there, and maybe you just buy in. Um,
I think it
totally.
really comes down to if he's available. I think Olave has had a lot of quarterbacks that are so bad that he really just was kind of dink and dunk, but looks like he has found a good quarterback.
Yeah,
So.
and I was gonna say last year he did prove it. I mean, he was pretty darn good down the stretch.
And that was part of the reason why I didn't advance in some best ball finals because I didn't like Olave. But I honestly don't think that was a bad take because they didn't have a quarterback and there was no way to know that Shuck would be good. Like,
Yeah, I definitely was not high on Olave. I did not have any in redraft. I didn't have any shares of Olave. My exposure was pretty low on best ball as well, so I was definitely thin on him as well, and that hurt me advancing as well. That was a good
yeah,
pick. Him and some other like a Kyle Pitts, another guy I've never been high on, but to get when you get in the fantasy playoffs, it helps to have those exposures just in case of those spike weeks. So we're up in a few picks. Have some options at running back or receiver.
I
I
think
like
we
some of these
both
names
don't
on this
really
range.
love Kyron. I think both of us kind of like Igbuka and Javante. I'm not really a big McConkey guy, to be
I'm not
honest. I think just for his like I don't know, his size and frame, he's just kind of small. You're never gonna get, I think, like a 12 touchdown season out of him. That's
also
in the realm of
he
possibilities.
at the end of last year, Trey Harris and Keenan Allen were
Oh,
out getting
it's
more
taken.
volume
Should we
than
go Javante, Mike Evans? Who are you thinking?
I like both of those. If I was going to say Javante would be my running back and Evans would
Yeah.
be my receiver choice. So.
Okay, so we got, let's kind of, I think let's just do a little bit of a balance build. Um, that would have been my two clicks here. I do like Jameson Williams too. If you look at his stats, he had 7 touchdowns and 1,100 yards. I think he's just going to keep getting better as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the back-to-back years of 180 points, he could have 200 points this year. That's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Yeah, the only qualm I have with him is just I think he's just going to continue to play second fiddle to.
I think so too. Yeah.
But you can have two successful receivers. They've proven the
Yeah.
last couple years that offense is just so high-powered, pass-friendly. So
Yeah, there's a chance he just has like a spike touchdown year. That's not really sustainable, but
Sure.
it's gonna probably happen in one of his seasons. So
Yeah, I mean he's back to back. I think you said he had 7 the last 2 years. If that jumps to 11, he could be a top 5 receiver.
yeah. No, I do like Almond Ra personally a lot better. I just think it's safer, but
see, I like this range too. As you mentioned, you're not.
I feel better about this range too, dude. Like,
yeah,
third
you're not a huge fan
round
of
is so ugly.
I agree, but rounds like 4, 5, 6, I do like a lot of the names that I see here.
Yeah. Do you like Travion this year, or after they kind of phased him a little bit out of the playoffs? Does that give you some hesitancies?
It's polarizing. I see the upside. You saw what
They were on the clock.
they fed him.
You like, we'll let you take the pick here, and your thoughts on why. So say the pick, and then after we pick it, tell us why.
Give me Travion.
Okay, why?
So I think Ramondre Stevenson, basically before last year, he didn't show me much of anything that really impressed me.
Yeah.
Travion was brought in as a blue chip prospect, and he showed last year in the games without Ramondre what he could be. He could be a top 5 running back. He showed a 3 touchdown game. He showed burst. I think as a true running back prospect, he's legitimately better than Ramondre ever could be. It's just a matter of if they give him the reins. They seem to like.
Yeah, I think Vrabel just trusted Ramondre a little bit more, especially.
But I think maybe if in a year or two, if he learns that system, if they give him a bigger role, maybe instead of a 45-55 role, he gets a 65-35 and just phases out Ramondre altogether. I think he has that kind of potential and that kind of upside where he could be a top 5 running back if given the opportunity.
I think part of the reason he's not on the field right now as much is pass protection, and Ramondre is a really good pass blocker. So that does kind of give me some hesitancies on where he's going. So, I mean, hopefully he'll improve at that. But
that's the thing. I think, to your point, that's something you can improve on. Like, you get better at pass
But
block.
it's also kind of a bruiser work. Some people kind of don't want to do it. So you never know. I don't know Travion as as a person or his drive. So Yeah.
I'm looking at our receivers and stuff to see if there's any stacking options or anything at quarterback. I know we had talked about Pierce as a back that we had took in the last one. You had also mentioned Parker Washington. We are on the clock now. Pierce goes.
I think we kind of need a receiver.
Yeah, I know you like Parker Washington.
I
I don't
like
know if that
Parker
or Sutton.
Washington,
If you wanted to
Sutton.
pull up Sutton.
I think Sutton. I'd go Sutton. I think it's a little bit safer.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Cortland Sutton is actually just a really good NFL player, and I think he's kind of going way too low.
I think the only other thing, if we had a little more time, that we could have done there would be Tyler Warren, just because we do have we have Jonathan Taylor.
Oh,
So
yeah, that wasn't a bad.
just to build out a small little stack there. But I'm not opposed to bringing up
I
Sutton.
think there is a bit of a drop off from receiver after kind of like here.
Yep, I agree.
So it's kind of just like I'm not sure if how many of these people will be available the next time we pick.
Exactly, and that's it. You don't want to fall behind at any position either. I think tight end is also pretty deep, so it's nice to get a stud tight end that you feel comfortable about, like Tyler Warren. But I think you can still build out a viable tight end room with some later prospects.
You know, it'd be a good idea if we build an overlay app that has like you could tiers, because sometimes like it's all white, so I never really know where my like. I don't really like the rankings. I like more like tiers, you know. So I don't know. That's just my opinion, but.
No, I'm not. I definitely agree with you. I'm definitely more of a prioritization of tiers over anything else. So right now we're still pretty dead split. We have 3-3. We can go any direction.
I think if Tyler Warren or Caleb falls at this ADP, I mean, if Caleb falls, I'm gonna get him at 79. But he's gone. So
naturally,
Ramondre, DK. So we got 4 players I like here.
I'm not opposed to doing. I don't think we should get shut out at quarterback. I don't hate Jackson Dart here. Just tacking him on with.
I don't hate that. Maybe he can actually start throwing it.
Tack him on with Neighbors, and you get the running upside. I just don't want to get shut out at quarterback.
Yeah.
If a couple of these names get taken off,
I think he's going way too early. Honestly, I think this looks like kind of like Anthony Richardson-ish best ball type, but.
I think he's more than just legs, though. I think he showed signs that he can throw it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I think for him to be really good at fantasy with like their wide receiver 2 and wide receiver 3, he's going to have a great rushing season.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you never know, so.
Let's see. I like Warren still.
Me too.
I like Dowdle is there as well. I'm
I like both of
Pearsall. There are still some names here that I like, and we had mentioned before we both like Tucker Kraft as well.
So. My only hesitancy versus Pearsall is literally almost any receiver that plays for the 49ers has showed major signs of life, and we haven't seen that out of him. So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I think they have the best scheme in the NFL. I don't know. Like, I loved Pearsall last year. He was like one of my guys. So
I was high on Pearsall as well.
Yeah, but it also went into other players. Like it was like Kendrick Bourne. It was like.
So a couple names that I like coming up here. If Tucker Kraft were to make it to us, I think that's
we need a tight end. I think that would be a good pick.
Also, Romeo Dobbs. We do have Travion already, so we can build out a small stack there. I was going to say Rico is another name that I'm not opposed to. We had also taken J.K. Dobbins in a different league, so any of those guys, I
like Kraft or
yeah. I think Kraft being the faller, right around ADP. We need a tight end. I think his upside coming back off that injury, he showed that he is just an absolute stud in that offense.
Tucker Kraft was one of my most owned players last year. I absolutely loved him. So when he got hurt, I was sad.
Yeah.
I just think he's their best. He's their best offensive player. So
He's their most consistent as well, and I think that's what you're looking for in a tight end. Is just consistent, like hitting your lineup.
yeah, I think the difference between him and some blanket tight ends is like he's actually like explosive and good.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Why don't you break down the team, Luke?
okay, so we have Dart, Jonathan Taylor, Javante, and Travion. I do like our running back room. I think we kind of have like a really safe floor here with Taylor and Williams. Taylor could be our running back, like the running back one of the season. Henderson really could ascend here. Just I think it kind of depends on one, the trust from Vrabel, and also if his pass blocking improves. I do think Ramondre is still going to play a good amount, but we can see he can hit those home run plays. Um, we have neighbors, so the first round talent, he was going around pick 9 last year. We got Olave, who I never thought I'd be kind of a Chris Olave guy, but now that he has a quarterback, we really saw how well he played last year.
Luke, not to cut you off, but we just got on the
Oh
clock.
shoot.
So.
Okay. Well, Mahomes is falling, so I think this is just a click. We don't have.
I'm fine with Mahomes or Corum. I'm a big Corum guy.
Okay, I think we just take Mahomes because I mean at ADP right now it's like 12, so this is kind of just a unique team, and we might be able to do a back stack. But we definitely need to fill out more receivers and running backs now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm a big Cortland Sutton guy, so I just think Cortland Sutton is a better NFL player than Waddle. I think Waddle's really fast, but sometimes the production matters. Waddle hasn't really had a good season, I think, in maybe three seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and we already spoke.
He gets banged up a lot.
I like like I said, I like our build right now. I think we have two really good quarterbacks now.
I think it's solid.
Yeah, like I said, we have a good safety floor running back with a nice upside pick. We have two proven receivers or three proven receivers at this point, some youth, and a good tight end. So I think we can kind of go in a bunch of different directions and just see what the board gives us, honestly.
It's really not out of the realm of possibilities that Tucker Kraft outperforms Brock Bowers this year. Malik Neighbors is like a top 3 wide receiver, and Jonathan Taylor is the running back 1.
Yeah. There's definitely some names in this range I like. I think we did the Xavier Worthy with Mahomes stack last time. That's still there, but you like Kenneth Walker and I like Kenneth Walker as well. And we also have Josh Downs to pair if we wanted to pair him with Jonathan Taylor as well. Or if it would be a lot of draft capital early, but Tyler Shuck is there as well to build.
With Olave. This is like we have a lot of good picks to take. It's hard.
Yeah.
I think we need receiver and running back really bad.
I agree.
What would you prefer, receiver or running back here? Maybe Downs?
Yeah, I agree.
I think we need some points.
It's correlated. I think he could take a leap in this year.
Yeah.
I think he's a little safer than Gainwell, who was the name.
I think Downs is a little safer than Worthy. I think that he's going to get more of a chance to earn more targets.
Exactly. I think Worthy is more of a scheme guy, where Downs could be an every down earner.
Yeah. They try to do those little weird reverse handoffs to Worthy all the time.
Sure. That's the only that was the only downfall or slight to kind of taking Mahomes there is the fact that we had the opportunity to take Shuck.
That does kind of hurt, honestly.
But like I said, there's no you can't be upset.
Know what's gonna happen
exactly, or upset with taking Mahomes. Obviously, Mahomes is in a different echelon than Tyler.
He was like quarterback 1 last year for a long time.
Yeah.
He didn't have a great end of the season, but most of the season actually last year, Mahomes was actually QB1.
See if any of these other names that we had mentioned come back to us.
I auto picked Jalen McMillan today. I was mad.
People are trying to tell the story that Jalen McMillan is like, this is going to be his breakout. And
I don't think so.
I can't see it.
I don't see it. I think this Bucks kind of have some similarities with the 49ers. I know they had a disappointing towards the end of this end of the season, but sometimes they just have random receivers that go off. Like I think one week it could be Tez Johnson, one week it could be McMillan, but I don't think anyone is really going to be super consistent besides Godwin and Ibuka.
No, I agree.
And they also could even draft someone because they did lose Mike Evans. They really haven't replaced him.
I've actually seen some mock drafts where
Okay, we're up here. We got your boyfriend Omar Cooper. We got Shakira as maybe a safe play. We kind of do need a running back, but there doesn't.
I would choose either Omar Cooper or Travis Kelce to correlate with Mahomes.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, let's go Cooper we need some spice on our team. Oh no, did I click on the wrong one?
No, you timed out.
Oh, bro.
That's
all right. Well, we got the slot demon Coker.
Honestly, Jalen Coker, he could be the truth. I don't hate Jalen Coker. I probably prefer Cooper, but I think Coker, if he takes that
safer, yeah. I think we need some like juice on this team. We need a little spice. So
we'll see who comes back. But I'm glad it was a receiver there. I'm not in love with any of the backs. Maybe Cooper comes back to us. I didn't. The only reason I'm not in love with Travis Kelce, but I think just being on a Mahomes team, it would have made sense.
I mean, as long as he's in the NFL, he's still going to produce. Yeah. Maybe not to the tier he used to, but when the game's on the line, Mahomes always looks for him. So,
and we already spent some draft capital on Kraft, so I don't think we need. I don't think it's a bad thing that we didn't take a second tight end this early. So, especially building out. A little bit of depth in receiver and running back, which are more important.
It's going to be interesting on what team drafts Kenyon Sadiq.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of Carolina.
What do we got? What do we got this best ball bro here? This guy is a grinder. Wait, how do you just look at his team? I don't hate it.
Balanced.
Yeah.
He's well stored.
Yeah, he's been probably drafted all day. Is this Claudia?
It might be. I was gonna say, I don't hate taking your running back here. Unless you wanted to.
Shakir falling isn't bad.
And then, yeah.
Does that click?
How many past ADP? Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to Shakir just for some volume.
Yeah,
not the sexy pick, but
I do think he's going to get about as many points as he did last year, even with DJ Moore.
Sure. I do think the next round we should try to tackle one more running back before it completely gets too thin.
I agree.
I like our running backs up top, but if one goes down, we can be a little bit thin.
We got our boy Wilson here. I still think James Conner is going to play a lot.
I think Jonah Coleman's like the third or fourth prospect as well.
Really?
He's
sprinkle him.
What's up?
Do you want to sprinkle him if he's there?
Yeah, like I said, I think it's going to depend who comes back to us. Mike Washington is also a good prospect name. Some people like Bill Merritt.
Yeah.
I'm not, like I said, if one of them were there, I think Coleman would be a good pick in this range. I think he could get some pretty good draft capital, and if he lands in the right spot, he'll get some good run. But
I don't hate Bill here or Wilson or James Conner.
Yeah, I'm good with the only thing with Bill is so Wilson won it.
They might draft someone else, but
that would just be, if Love went there, it would really hurt his stock.
I don't think he's gonna, so I don't think it's a terrible good pick.
Yeah, no, I'm good with that. I think he might be the tier break for me.
Yeah.
Can you scroll down to our receivers? I just want to see.
We're pretty good at receiver.
Yeah, I just wanted to see correlation wise if it made sense with one of these quarterbacks at the top.
Okay, maybe well, Daniel Jones just went. Same with Bryce Young. I don't think we can get basically any stack there. Maybe can we get any bring back correlation? No.
Who are with Ward? Is that who you're referring to?
Yeah, I was just seeing who we had. We didn't have any Titans.
I think he's easy to backstack with those like second year receivers like A.O. Manor.
We could backstack Olave with Joan Johnson.
Uh-huh.
I still think Emmanuel Wilson's going to get good run. He had 125 carries last year. That's not like slight,
Who else is left at tight end as well? You said Juwan, but I'm trying to think if there's anybody else.
I think this is kind of a tier break for me because Shuck did kind of love, or well, not so much Shuck. I mean,
do you want to pull the trigger on Juwan?
I wish I knew his stats with Shuck and not with Rattler.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but I mean, we're definitely
with them. We need a tight end, but I think he was better with Rattler for sure. But I think
our what we were looking for. Obviously, we hope Kraft is the every week. We're just looking for the spikes.
And then Juwan spikes.
Yeah, and he's correlated. So, being that we already have Olave, I think it makes sense. It makes this would be the team that I would want Juwan on.
Yeah.
Can you scroll up to our backs now?
Yeah, so we're a little bit thin at running back. Unless Travion kind of ascends.
I don't hate if he's there. Emmett Johnson, he's another pretty good prospect I've heard some good things about. Dylan Sampson showed some signs last year. I know you talked about that a little bit. I think I'm pretty much out on Pacheco.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is there back?
I'm kind of out on Pacheco as well.
Can you just sort to back and see if there's any other names?
Sean Tucker is kind of the goal line back for Tampa Bay. I did see Nick Singleton, who looks like a mid-round pick. He was cleared after his injured foot from the Senior Bowl.
I think the only thing that scares me with Sean Tucker now is I think his usage might just dwindle with Gainwell.
I think Gainwell might end up just being the best running back, which kind of scares me because I have Bucky in Dynasty. I mean, Gainwell really was the Steelers' best player last year, and I don't know if people talk about that.
He was the team MVP.
Yeah, which I really think they're kind of making a mistake, like letting him go. But
yeah, hopefully Rigo can step in. Different type of back.
Bro, we could have just played Gainwell like in the slot, and like even if we kept the ball.
But he basically did. He caught so many balls.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was hoping Johnson would come back to us. I think we can hold off if we want to wait for a Singleton or somebody.
I don't hate like Tesla here.
Sure. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Maybe he takes a step. I did kind of love him towards the. I mean, you see his highlights, like he does go crazy. It just really comes down to opportunity for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like one injury away from having a great season.
He honestly reminds me a little bit of Alec Pierce in the regard that he can catch the deep ball. He's a big body. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Not just because he's tall.
Not just, but they don't really give him like those gadget routes,
Mm-hmm. At least they didn't in his rookie
year.
Yeah. Who are our quarterbacks? So we have two pretty solid. We don't need
to. Dart and Mahomes are pretty solid.
Yeah, honestly, we could shut it down unless we wanted to tack on like a Simpson or a Rogers late or something like that. But I don't think we need to bite right now on any of those guys.
No.
I think we should look it back.
Yeah, me too. We're bit in there. Camara.
I wish.
Yeah, this like it's so thin down here, dude.
Yeah, that's why I find myself taking a few early just because after you hit that wall, it gets gross.
You could maybe take Spear. Oh no, because I think Love's gonna go to the 10
Yeah, Spears will be.
I think Tucker's the best pick here, or Braylon Allen maybe.
I don't hate the Sean Tucker play. Obviously, I think if you clicked his stats, I think he scored a handful of times last year.
He did. I remember being at the Falcons game and I had a Bucky touchdown. I was pissed, but
I think I'm fine with the Tucker play if that's, like I said, I'm not in love with any of the names after him. I wouldn't mind.
That breaks my heart because I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the stream, I was going to say I'll always be too late on Alvin Kamara, and I was too late on Alvin Kamara last year, but you know what? It's okay. I also was on him for like 3 more years when everyone was off him, so.
Sure. I think if we tack on one more running back, I would prioritize Katron Allen.
Okay.
Just to get some exposure, maybe he gets a good landing spot or something like that. These other names are just kind of gross to me. But we don't have to do that now. I think that would be a name that we could look at in the next turn. We can. So we have a 2.572 right now. So we're pretty good in either way. We could also look at if there's another tight end we like to add. I don't think our tight end room is thin by any means. So we could look at. I think we're pretty. We have the ability to go running back, receiver, or tight end if we like.
Could Hollywood Brown just be the receiver that plays over Wicks?
But I don't know. I just don't know if he has enough juice left.
Yeah.
He's getting older.
Yeah.
All right, so we are up next. Who's at the top of the board?
Like the Chargers receivers. I mean, Rodgers is probably the best pick if we want a third player. Or I don't hate like Flournoy.
I'm good with either Rodgers or Brazel or Bernard, one of those rookie receivers, or Rodgers.
Okay, I'm just gonna click Rodgers. I think he hits our roster more often.
Yeah.
Than those
I'm good with that, and that allows us to kind of shut it down at
quarterback. I do kind of like. I think one thing I took away from last year, I did a lot of 2 quarterback builds. And I think sometimes if I just took the third quarterback, that person's gonna hit my lineup more than like the random person that is at 4 cents.
Especially in the 17th round, if you can get a starting quarterback, it's definitely there's a way bigger chance it's gonna hit your lineup in a couple weeks. Also, with one injury, say Mahomes goes down in week 1.
Yeah.
If you're having to rely on Jackson Dart every week, it's just
your team's over. Your entry is over.
Yeah. So having that third viable starting option, assuming Rodgers does come back and sign, I think it does make a big difference.
Agreed.
A lot of these rookies coming off the board. Brazel comes off. Branch comes off. Surratt is here and Bernard is here. Those would be some of the names that I would like at receiver. We could also look if we wanted to tack on another tight end, maybe. That would be a decent option. And I know we had mentioned Singleton at running back. Or Katron Allen, I'm sorry. I know you like Tongas too.
I love Tongas, yeah. He's actually, I think he's really good. I'll let you pick.
Well, I'm not sure. Do you think
Allen kind of fell a little bit?
Who?
Braylon Allen.
Yeah, I like Braylon Allen. You can throw him on.
Him. I think he's talented. I just think that team stinks.
Also, I think they've shown that they trust him if Brees goes down to be I hate to say an every down back, but I don't think that they would go out and find somebody. I think they would kind of lean on him.
I think before he got hurt last year, if we remember his rookie year, it was a lot more of a split than people seem to remember.
And he has stolen some goal line carries, some important carries.
He's huge.
Taken.
I feel like he's one of the biggest running backs in the NFL. I could be wrong, but
he's young. He's very young.
he's tall. I think he's tall too. You know.
I'm not even certain he's 21 yet. He's still very young.
Ooh.
Luke, can you recap the team?
Yeah. So we have in the first. Am I blind? Okay, so we got Aria Peen. That's us. So we went running back in the first round. We have then we got Neighbors, Olave, Javonte Williams, Travion. So pretty balanced right here. I do like that start. We got the safe receiver and Sutton, and then we got the stack with Dart and Neighbors. Tucker Craft, who I love, and then Mahomes almost fell to pick 100, so we scooped up Mahomes. Then we got Josh Downs with some correlation with Jonathan Taylor, and then we accidentally auto pick Coker, but it's okay. I don't hate
Good
Coker.
upside. Good upside.
And then Shakir fell, so I think Shakir is just like not. I think Shakir is always a decent player to have on your best ball team. That's going to hit your lineup just due to safety. And then we got Ja'Cory. Little nervous on that one. Just hope Washington doesn't draft a stud. John Johnson, Tesla, who could end up being, you never know, he could be a wide receiver too if someone goes down. And then John Tucker, Rogers, and Braylon Allen.
Cool. We could look at tight end. We could look at receiver.
I might just panic pick my boy here.
Yeah, go for it. I like it. Get some early spike weeks.
I really don't understand why they don't use 2 tight end sets more, because when he plays, he's just like, he is good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he was a stud last year.
Yeah. Okay, our last pick. This is pretty ugly.
Scroll down to our receiver room. I think it should be receiver probably.
Yeah. We could use a receiver. I think we'll quarterback.
I might have to get slappy and take one of these rookies.
Yeah.
We're rookie deficient on this team.
Who's at the very bottom?
These guys are projected for the practice squad.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Brendan Rice, Jerry Rice's son. Do you want to scoop it off?
It would be
Big Bobo. He had a touchdown in the Super Bowl, I think, or in the playoffs. Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Oh man,
I had Lil Jordan Humphrey over catches in the playoffs. Who else did? Probably no one. Yeah, I don't know.
Damn,
This is for Bobby. Sorry, this is for Bobby.
Sure. Who knows if we'll even play, but we'll get our guy. The throwaway Keenan Allen. Okay. Well, like I said, I like this team as well. Overall, like I said, I don't think we had to do a lot of reaching. I think we were able to kind of tell the story on a lot of these picks as to how they would be able to contribute.
Mahomes at 100 is honestly kind of crazy. 103.
Yeah. Why don't you? I'll do a quick recap, or you can do a quick recap. One more time. Just do it from the other screen, so you can do position by position, and then we'll give some final thoughts, I guess.
Yeah, just give our takes on our team and how we could have maybe done it better.
So quarterback, we took 3. We took Jackson Dart, Patrick Mahomes, and Aaron Rodgers. We also have, what was our build at? Can you scroll up a little bit? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So we finished with a 3-6-8-3. As I mentioned, we had Dart, Mahomes, and Rodgers. We went a couple running backs early. We had Taylor and Javonte Williams. Can you scroll? We had Taylor, Javonte Williams, Travion Henderson, Ja'Cory, Sean Tucker and Braylon Allen to round out the room. At receiver, we had Malik Neighbors. Can you scroll? Chris Olave, Cortland Sutton, Josh Downs, Jalen Coker, Khalil Shakir, Isaac Tesla, and Keenan Allen around.
This is like the safest receiver team ever.
And then tight ends to finish it, we had Tucker Kraft, Juwan Johnson, and Jake Tongas. So, like I said, some good upside, some younger guys, and a lot of safer picks, high floors. Like I said, I didn't feel like either of these builds were terribly challenging. Like I thought the 3 running back build in the first drafts that we did, it was a little more challenging to recover, a little harder to build out those rooms and feel comfortable about it. But I felt pretty comfortable with both of these builds. Picking, like I didn't feel rushed or feel the need to reach for any specific position when drafting these teams, which was good. What are your thoughts? Do you have any?
It's pretty solid. I like we have like the safety floor that a lot of these players bring, but also we have 2 like kind of studs here that could just go off. We saw Olave kind of go off down the stretch. I mean, we need Neighbors to stay healthy, but and I also like our running back room, kind of our top 3. We kind of just need a little bit of luck on these last 3. So
Ja'Cory could be a volume guy. He should last year. He was still getting touches the whole way through the season, even as a young prospect. And Braylon, it could be really useful if Brees does go down and they don't bring anyone in. So
yeah, but
I think we made some good correlation as well, building out some small stacks as well. So
yeah, no, that was fun.
I think that's good for today.
I don't
know.
Maybe today we'll have a viewer, but probably not. But
I don't know if we'll do any other drafts. We might do another session before next week's draft starts on Thursday.
Maybe one more time.
Yeah, but if not, we'll definitely be hitting it.
We might have some live reports from the draft.
Sure. But if not, we'll definitely be hitting it once the draft completes and we see the landing spots of some of these rookies get a little more up to speed and stuff. We'll be able to kind of deep dive into what teams and landing spots we like and whatnot. But I think once we get a little more comfortable, like I said, we'll be doing more drafts, but we can also add in a little more content as to maybe some of our rankings and some of our hot takes or players that we think might exceed their ADP or might be a little bit ranked a little bit too high. So we'll do some of that other content as well. But,
once we kind of see where people fall,
yeah,
that's kind of where I start to determine like the players I love and the players I hate. Right now, it's kind of hard to do that, but
sure.
It's also fun kind of just to maybe get some ADP steals that when you look in the summer, like, oh, I got this person there.
Exactly. The speculation of the upside, especially for the rookies, before knowing their landing spots. Like I said, if you get a guy in the 18th round who gets great draft capital, lands in the right position, he might be getting drafted in the 9th, 10th, 11th round in a couple weeks.
Yeah, and we see how that hype changes. Like, I mean, it literally does go way too far. Like, remember in the preseason, Ja'Cory was going undrafted basically all year, and then he goes up until the 8th round, which, I mean, he did end up having a good season, but you can really see how that hype just drives up the price.
Sure. So like I said, I think this was a good start, a good few days just to get some reps in and get some good exposures that you might not be able to get later in the season. But like I said, we'll touch base again next week, either before or after the draft takes place, and we'll see where things land. But until then, we'll call this one.
Time for me to go to bed.
Yep. All right, man.
All right. Peace.